the last few months, you've seen me in -40 weather. Well, for this edition of Retail Globe, it's +40 outdoors, and we're in Dubai. And I want to show you some of the retailing in Dubai, as well as other parts of the world. Dubai is fascinating. Why it fascinates me is they get a lot of tourists here. But because of the temperature, all the experiences have to be indoors. As a result, although we have the tallest building in the world, we also have the longest shopping centre, the biggest shopping centre, and people in Dubai would argue more experiences in shopping centres than other parts of the world. So we're going to take you around Dubai and look at some of the shopping centres and some of the retailing in this part of the world, and try and show you a point of difference that we can try and look at and think about in our own retail complexes. Dubai is situated, if you like, midway between Europe, Asia and Australasia. It's a stopping point on journeys across the globe. So many tourists come into this part of the world and they go to the shopping centres. The city itself is about 2 million people, of which less than 10% are Emirates. The other people are coming from South Africa, the Philippines, India, etc., to work in the environment. The shopping centres are a key part of the tourist trade, and 80% of people in the Emirates say their top leisure activity is visiting such centres. This does give architects and planners some challenges. Do we do planned experiences? Although we've got excellent retailers, some of the best in the world, the planned experiences are a challenge. Planned experiences in this part of the world include ice rings. They include aquariums, and in fact the world's biggest aquarium. And of course the famous ski slope. Now if we have a look at these activities, one of the aims of a shopping centre is to get people to come back more often. So therefore they have to address the needs of the community. And one of the challenges I want to present to you is that aquariums, ice rings and ski slopes are great, but do they get people to come back time and time again to enjoy the shopping experience? I think this is one of the challenges. And these examples may work for tourism, may work for coming back every few months, but do they really work as a draw card to get people back weekly or monthly? Creating experiences so people come back on a regular basis is a real challenge. But I was lucky enough to see Kidzania. Kidzania was developed in Mexico. There are Kidzanias in Kuala Lumpur, Mexico City and Dubai. Now the objective of Kidzania is to create a town for children. Now in Kidzania, you've got a scaled down town in the shopping centre. The kids come along and they experience different activities in the town. They can become the radio jockey for the day. They can manage the supermarket or the petrol station, or they can become a doctor. Now the interesting thing about Kidzania is they've got sponsors involved. So this has reduced the costs, and of course it's getting the kids in tune with brand names early on. But what I like about Kidzania is that it's a space where the children get involved. It's the experience place. The child I took, which was the child of a colleague, said she went once a week and she'd spend 2 or 3 hours there. Some of her friends were going 2 or 3 times a week. Now remember, parents have to go to the shopping centre to take the kids to Kidzania. So while the children are spending quality time in Kidzania, the parents are out shopping in the shopping centre, knowing the kids are safe. This is a great example of the way a place has built an experience for a target consumer. And I think we need to think of more examples like this when we're developing shopping centres of the future. We all talk about the challenges of marketing, that we haven't got the money, we haven't got the time, we haven't got the ideas to put a strategy together. Well, I want to show you the town of Balingup. Now, Balingup is in the southwest of Australia, in a very low population area. In fact, the town has 460 residents. But what they've done is they've put a clever marketing campaign together. The first thing they needed to do was develop a budget. So they took private number plates and they got these registered with the right ministry. Then they auctioned these number plates, and I believe they had about 110 private number plates that were based on the town. So you could get Balingup's number 1, number 2, number 3 and so on. They auctioned the number plates within the community, and I'm told they collected $17,000 to start a marketing strategy. Then what they did was they tried to identify what was their point of difference. How could they focus the consumer's mind on Balingup versus other towns? So they took the scarecrow as a theme and an icon for the town. Within the town there are a number of scarecrows. And what they do is they dress these scarecrows every 3 to 4 months in a different clothes. So around Christmas there are elves and gnomes. Then in the summer, there's the summer gear. They have a medieval festival. They decorate them in medieval clothing. So they create this all-round theatre. And of course, they've created stickers for cars, etc. But the retailers have joined in. And look at the theatre put into the Mushroom Cafe. And the detail in merchandising in the tinderbox. And also, you go into the tourist office and you get the map of town. So you get the standard map. But on the reverse, there are 35 things you can do in town. Now, I think this is important to think about. There are 460 residents in town. They're competing with other towns for business. But what they've done is they've developed a unique marketing tool. They've built the scarecrow as their theme, and they've looked at innovative ways of how they can collect money to promote the marketing campaign. So think about marketing. It's not about time, it's not about money, it's about the thinking process. And hopefully these ideas from Balingup will give you some ideas of how you can develop your marketing strategy. Let's finally look at Kalamunda Farmers Market. Interesting development in the last few weeks at the market. One of the retailers, in fact a seller of saucepans, came to the market, linked in with a chef and did a demonstration to help promote the saucepans. At the same time as trying to sell the saucepans on the day, she offered vouchers to buy saucepans at a discount during the next week. So she had a target market. Not only did she sell the product, but she involved the consumer through the experience of cooking. So she should use the food as a taster to sell the product. It proved to be a huge experience, and consumers were very keen to buy the product. It shows how we can create this instant event in the community to try and increase sales, something many of us can do as retailers. I hope you've enjoyed this session where we've looked at Dubai and we've looked at some of the shopping centres and the developments going on in shopping centres. We've also looked at the local scene here in West Australia. One of the messages I wanted to get across in this presentation is that we've got to design retail space for communities. And of course in the old days we built facilities and tried to entertain the consumer. Now we've got to provide the space and plan the entertainments and change those entertainments so they're relevant to the consumer. Kidzania is a lovely example of targeting markets from that point of view. So I hope we've given you some ideas of how you can develop your business. Think about how you can relate closer to your community and help enrich their lives. If you do so, it results in more sales. So I look forward to talking to you again soon.